Well, welcome back to So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
Welcome.
Yeah, so the neighbor outside, he stopped me. I was driving and I gave him a wave and he gave me a wave. And I gave him a wave back and then he gave me a signal that was very much like, stop your car, please. I would like to talk to you. So I was like, okay. Rolled down my window. He just wanted to talk about our shared fence, apparently. Because
What about it?
it's not great at all. So he was saying, like, if we wanted to go in on splitting it or something this summer for him to install a new fence. And I was like, sure,
cool.
that sounds great. But he said, when he got to my car, he was like, what's up, Emily? And I was like, my name's Maggie, actually. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so old.
Oh,
Yeah, I felt bad.
good job. I know I would not have been able to. Fuck.
Wait,
Why are we like this?
why? So, would your fence like be 3 different sides then?
Yeah, our fence is literally 3 different sides. There's one fence that's like blackberry bushes, one fence that's chain link, and one fence that's shared with this neighbor that is like wood, but it's falling down. So like the old house owners put like planks on top of the wood.
Oh,
All
like,
3
so
sides
does
are
it make
shitty.
sense? You could do like your own fence though if you wanted to.
Yeah, but cost wise, like if I thought it'd be thousands in general, but he was saying it could be only like 300 each to split it.
Really?
But I don't know if that's him building it. So
I also wonder if it's just for your side of the fence. Like
yeah, it would just
it's
be for that one
panel.
side. Yeah.
If he's gonna redo his entire thing. That's so interesting.
Yeah, and then like if we wanted to do other fences, we'd have to build our own fence like in front of the neighbor's chain link fence, or ask them if they wanted to split something.
Yeah.
I think each of us has our own fence. I'm trying to think.
I feel like they did that like definitely more with. I mean, yours is I guess a new, but the 80s, right? It's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like by then they were doing maybe neighborhoods where it's like
Spaced
you build
out.
each house individually. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just thinking that through because I'm like, I thought we didn't share a fence, and I don't think we do. I'm gonna go check that out after this.
It makes more sense to not.
Yeah. Because then you're like responsible for your own maintenance and like upkeep.
Yeah. Like that's kind of crazy actually. They have to like work with your neighbor. I mean, you don't have to. We could just do our own fence, but
Oh my god. We are so fed up with our neighbors.
wait, the trash can people?
The trash can people. Well, did I tell you the latest that like they started parking? So like, you guys have been in my house where there's like a little like L shape in front of my driveway. Like there's like extra street.
Uh-huh.
The
in front of my
parking
house.
space. Yeah.
But it's not a parking spot. Like you're not allowed to park there. There's like guest parking in the middle of our like cul-de-sac.
Yes.
But like
that's what I thought you meant.
There's no So it's like there's like a little lip like on our cul-de-sac, like right in front of my house. And this guy, he started parking his truck and he like was plugging it in like in front of our house. And like at first he was kind of parking like on his own, like half on his driveway, like up, and then half like on the street. And then lately it's been like his whole car is just like on the street. It like prevents like medical access and everything else if like someone needed like an ambulance or like I don't know, just anything else. It makes it hard for me to get out of the driveway. Like it's just such a pain in the ass. And then but he was doing it because he has like an old car. And so I think like he has to plug it in for some reason. I don't know. And then like he has to plug it in at night because it's like so cold.
Is it electric?
Like, no, there's like an old car. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. But it's been warm. It's been like 50 degrees. It's 57 degrees today. There's no reason you should be parking on the street. So we finally like Joe emailed the HOA 3 times and was like,
"Oh my God,
what is going on? Like you need to you need to like fix this." So they're like sending notices and like letters, but I'm like, but I asked so nicely. I was like, "Listen, girl, just move the trash cans out of here. I just need them to go. Like I can't be looking at your trash every day. It's so annoying." And she's like, "Well, my basement, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Can you can you have them out by the end of January? And she said, well, I'm like, I don't care. Like, you are living in your own world, and like everyone else, like I live in an HOA and I pay like however much money I pay every single month for this HOA. Like, follow the fucking rules. Like,
And you
if we
follow the
lived-
rules. You put your trash cans in the garage or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
my stinky trash is in my garage. Everyone else in our entire neighborhood, our trash is in the garage.
yeah.
It's actually insane.
It's so funny. I mean, it's really
just makes me
annoying
so
for
mad.
you, but it's really funny also.
I have a new neighbor who has like a big work truck that he parks right in front of his house every single day. Like, it's always like when I look
Like
out
on
my
the
window,
curb.
it's this big work truck, and it's like annoying me. Like, fuck, I want a new neighbor now. Like, it just annoys me.
Damn, is it like his company or like he
I think
works
so.
for that company or something? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's probably his.
unfortunate.
The
I don't
people
know.
that like live in the other like main side of the street, there's one guy who has 3 or 4 work cars and just has them lined up on the street, and I'm just like,
That's
good
crazy.
for you, buddy. I don't know. Like,
That's way worse than the trash, in my opinion. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't
is there
have to
a
see
number
that
of
every day.
cars? Like, are you limited to the amount of cars that could be in the yard?
You can't have anything in your yard. That's like
Or like on the driveway or the street?
on the
or
driveway.
whatever?
I feel like it's as many as you can fit, but most driveways I think you can only fit like 2. But this other guy, like, there's, I guess, I don't know, but like there's a street that goes through our neighborhood, and then there's like cul-de-sacs off of it. Maybe the street that goes through it doesn't have the same rules, but like no one's supposed to like be keeping like campers and stuff
Yeah,
on that street, but people do. I don't know.
it's very annoying.
It's
That's
just like
crazy.
annoying to deal with, like, because everyone else is following the rules for the most part.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just talked about this on the podcast before, but the neighbor that we had at like my childhood house growing up at my dad's house that breeds cats, just like stray cats that run around. It's really crazy. But he also always had a limo in his front yard that was just not working whatsoever.
Like a
Like
full
for
on
years.
in his front yard, or like
Like
in
a
front
full
of
on
his house?
limousine, like in the front yard, like in the carport, but to the side.
I need to go back to the breeding the stray cats. That did he get in trouble? He or she get in trouble for that? 'Cause
No.
that should be illegal. I mean,
That's
the
why my
Humane
dad
Society
catches
takes
cats.
cats and fixes them and then puts them back out into the wild. Like, they're trying to stop the overbreeding
Yeah.
of.
I know. I mean,
Cats,
I
that's
don't think how
insane.
much he's facilitating the breeding, like making them have sex or something, versus like he just doesn't care and probably has like hundreds of cats around the neighborhood that he just like feeds and stuff. So my dad forever
Okay.
has caught them and taken them other places
Good.
in which he promises to my sister that they are not harmed.
Well, he should just take them to the
Humane Society? That's what
yeah.
we've said.
Especially if they're kittens, they'll get adopted up quickly.
They're usually bigger and like they act fucking feral, which is probably
Aw.
because they're caught in a cage and terrified.
Yeah.
But like they scream and freak
Well,
out.
even my
in the
cats
cage.
don't like being in a cage, so it makes sense.
I'm sure who would like being in a cage? That'd be so stressful. It's like
Yeah.
thinking it's just gonna get some food and then it's just trapped. That's so sad.
Mhm.
That's really scary.
Yeah, but
Damn.
he's still like that. I don't know. I don't think he'll ever move out. I think that's probably his home for life.
Wait, and you never had a cat?
No, my dad's
That
allergic.
I
to
would.
cats.
Oh, I would have been like keeping
Oh,
them
I
in my
would.
room, like the kitten, like finding kittens, and been like,
100%.
no,
I'd
I don't have a
definitely
cat in
try.
here.
But he'd also say they're feral. They're feral. I'd be like, I don't know what that means.
That
It's
doesn't
cute.
mean anything to me. I just want to keep it.
Yeah, it's just
Most
cute.
cats are feral, anyways.
Yeah, I genuinely don't really even know what that means.
There's no like
'Cause-
tame cats. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anything else that we want to talk about before? I had like nothing in my life happen this
Fuck, I
weekend.
should have wrote shit down because I was thinking this morning, like, are we gonna do the what we're watching and reading segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a lot of those, so that might spill into Patreon.
Are you watching a lot of different things?
Yeah, just this weekend I watched like several things.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck I did this weekend. Oh, I got into level 2 classes for Pilates.
Oh,
I passed.
congrats.
I passed the test.
Yay! So how was the test? What did you
It
do?
was so hard. You had to.
Oh,
It was like a
God.
workshop to like teach you different moves like that you probably haven't done before. Luckily, I had done like most of them except for like a couple, and then you had to do it again for like the test part. So it was like the hard. Like I was already gassed and like done after like the first hour, and then the next like 30 minutes was the test, and you had to do everything again. And I was like, oh my God, like this is too hard. Like,
Was it like one by one, or everyone did it all at once?
no,
for
everyone
the
did
actual
it all
test?
at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So it was not bad. But the other thing that like wasn't explained to me before was that like you're not expected to know how to do all the moves or be able to do them. You just like have to be safe and follow instructions. So they're literally just wanting you to like, they teach you like, okay, when you get on the reformer this specific way, make sure you're doing it in this way, and make sure like they're just little things that they're like, make sure you're
Yeah, they're
doing
not
makes
like
sense.
you have to be able to lift 20 pounds
Yeah.
with your arms for a minute straight without stop. Like, I'm just
Yeah,
imagining
no,
if there was a
none
test
of
for my
that.
bar class, because in bar
Yeah.
I take breaks so much.
Well, I know, because like one of the things was like this insane like ab leg thing like that we were doing, and I was like, I think I'm gonna pass out. Like, and the first time I was doing it, like the workshop part, I like didn't really take any breaks, and then after I was just so sore, I like couldn't like I just had to like take a break, and I was like, is this gonna fail me? And she was like, no, you're fine.
That's so scary.
I know. But I also like, I guess everything happens for a reason. But the person that was like helping, I did like a couple private classes with her. I told her, I was like, I really want to be in like level 2. And like, she never told me, like, each like lead instructor like basically invites you to these like test out things, and she like never did. And I was like, what is like, you're being such a bitch. Like, I've done Pilates for like 6 months. I've done fucking privates with you. You're getting more money from me. Like, why are you not just like proactively putting me in this class? And then I texted her and I was like, oh, when's the next one? She was like, March. And I was like, I'm not waiting until March. Like, how can I do this faster? And she's like, oh, well, there's an opening at this other place, like in a different location. And I was like, sign me up. And now I'm like, I'm not doing any more shit with you. Like, I'm going to go to this other girl. Like, this other lady was so much nicer.
Oh, good.
Wow.
So is it like a thing where now you only take level 2, or will it be like if you want to have an
No, I'll
easier
do
day,
like
you
all
take
of
ones?
them.
Okay.
But I am excited for the level 2s just because like they'll just be harder. So I'll be like more challenged, because there's some Pilates classes where I'm like, this is so boring, and like I'm like yawning because I'm so tired and like not like in it. So now I feel like I'll just get more out of my workouts.
That's
Fun.
cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. That was like my big thing this weekend.
That's
Congrats.
Great. And we cleaned our garage out so we can like get our cabinets.
Oh, I need to
That's
do
huge.
that.
I know.
So everything's going to get delivered soon?
Yeah. It's going to start coming in. I have to finalize the floors. And then I have to figure out when to order appliances. That's my other big like ticket thing. But I like really want the work people to like take the appliances and put them in. I don't want to be like, I want to time it perfectly where they are responsible for like bringing them up the stairs, because
we had like our Lowe's people do it, like the people who delivered the fridge and stuff.
As long as it's delivered,
the house isn't
the cabinets
ready,
are done. Yeah.
Oh yes,
then
yes.
that would be like an issue.
Yeah, push it. You could also order it probably and select, because you like order it and then you select the delivery date, so you could always get it, but then push the delivery date back.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. We did 2 more white samples, and I'm so glad we did, because alabaster literally looks like gray white.
Really?
Like, no warmth to it. Yeah, I'll try and find a good like picture to show you, but I'm so happy.
How interesting. It's so crazy how different it looks in different light.
Now we have like 2 more whites to choose from. I think I'm going towards Whitetail by Sherwin-Williams.
Nice. Dovetail?
Whitetail.
Did you try Pure White by Sherwin-Williams?
Yeah, that one pulled more gray cool.
Okay, that's what I have.
Yeah. It's so like
But
EJ
it
the
is
painter
more...
like showed me, but if you go from like the top down, it like shows you like what like is more of the color. Like if you look at the wall. And I actually went into the Sherwin-Williams store this time.
Oh, cool.
And I thought that was a bit more helpful.
Yeah.
Just because they just know so much more about paint than like Lowe's.
Sometimes they're like too pressy though. I'm like, okay, just let me look at these colors, please.
The guy was so nice. He like pulled like 5 or 6 samples and then he was like, let me know if you have any questions. And then like walked away. And me and Joe like were going back and forth on all the samples trying to figure out.
Yeah, they're really helpful. My dad has a business account there and he like told me that he got up to 5 samples per like address, and so he was like, go get samples, like they'll be free, just make sure you use like a different address. So I like give him like my dad's business information and everything, and he's like, no, we don't do that. I was like, what? Like why would my dad say that this happened? And he's like, I mean, like the associate might have decided to give him them for free, but like that's not a thing that you just get 5 samples free every single time. So I was like, oh, so dang. Sick. But he still gave me like half off, I think. So
that's good. That's like, I've spent probably now $50 on paint samples, but I'm so happy I did, because you know they have those stickers things, right? But I'm like, that's not that's not the true color. Yeah, like it's so different. And so I've been just going around my house and I've painted like probably 20 swatches all over in different lighting on different walls. And so I can actually see like, oh, this is what it's going to show up like in my office or like on the hall.
Is your house looking real crazy right now?
Oh, it looks, Joe is like, literally, this looks like an insane asylum.
Patches you might as well just like free paint right now. You could just do any designs you want.
Yeah. So I think we've narrowed it down finally. Yeah, it's just about not making my cabinets look yellow, because I think I told you guys I had like a mental breakdown that like we're gonna have to paint my cabinets when we get them.
I think it's gonna look beautiful.
But even if you did, like, it's not the end of the world. Like at the end of the day, you're paying for the nice new cabinets with you know, the features that you want.
That's so true,
and that's the most important part over the color. Yeah, but I'm sure it will look great.
Yeah, I think picking the right color floor and the paint color is going to make a big difference.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. And just once everything comes together, it'll just definitely look good.
I'm so excited for you guys to come back when it's done.
I know.
I know. Me too.
I need to come back.
It's going to be so good.
Sure. Maybe.
It's very exciting.
Did you guys do anything this weekend?
Literally no. Oh, we started making the frame for our frame TV, so that's exciting.
Oh, good.
But the glue like really has to dry, so we couldn't paint it yet.
Are you using like those like L bracket things too?
Yes.
I feel like I just saw someone make one of those frames.
Wait, L bracket?
Like on the back to like hold the 2 pieces of wood together.
Quite possibly. I don't know. Cameron's doing it. He's following some TikTok thing. I know there's like bands or something that it goes around. I'm concerned about not being able to use the sensor. Like the remote.
Fuck. Oh, God. And actually, I don't know if it's just my frame TV, but my frame TV sensor is so sensitive. Like, if you're pointing it in the wrong direction, it doesn't work. And it drives me fucking
Really?
nuts. Yeah. I don't know if something just is wrong with our remote or I don't know. But yeah, it's like pretty finicky, like if it's not at the right location.
Is your TV already like sensitive, Maggie, to whether the remote is hitting the sensor?
Not really. Like just like a normal TV, I guess.
It'll probably be fine. Like I know when I'm turning my TV off and on, like I can just not even point it at the TV and it will usually turn on. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of mostly like that.
Did you just get a new frame TV too, Dev?
Yeah, I got the TCL frame in my living room.
Oh, right. Is it doing well? Do you like it?
I love it. It's so good.
Is it better than your frame TV?
I like it better because I like the interface of it better. Like, I don't like Samsung interface. It's really fucking annoying. Like, it just doesn't really make sense to me.
Do you have like a Fire Stick, or you just use the actual TV?
It's a Google TV. So like you log into your Google account. So like I log into my like YouTube, like, and that loads everything onto the TV, which is cool. The only thing I can't figure out is like on my Samsung one, if I just click a button, it turns into art. And then if I hold the button, it turns it off completely. And the TCL one doesn't really do that. It's like I have to go into settings and select art every single time to turn it on to art.
Oh.
So that's annoying. I don't know if I just need to like look up how to do it right or something.
There has to be a more simple way.
Yeah, that's weird.
But like it came with the frame. It came with the bracket. Like it's
so nice.
All for like $800.
Is there also a membership for that one? Like where you have to pay monthly for the art?
No, you can. They have free art options, or you can upload your own photos too.
Oh, that's great.
Do you pay for the subscription, Maggie?
No, we don't have the actual frame TV.
Oh, I thought you did have it.
No,
you're doing a DIY frame.
Yeah, we're just building a frame to go around our current TV.
Did I say DIY?
Yeah, you did.
DIY.
I was like, I like it.
Do yourself it.
Do yourself it.
Do yourself.
I love that. But yeah, I have been watching a lot of TV this weekend, so we can get into what we're watching and reading.
Yeah.
But do you want to start, Dev? Because I feel like you've barely spoken.
I'm so obsessed with the book that I'm reading. I don't want it to end. It's so good.
Thank you, Britt.
It is The 3 Lives of Kate Kay. It reminds me so much of like Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like
that's a great review.
It's so like it's just so. I don't even know how to put my finger on why it's so good. Like I just love the writing. I love the voice. I love the characters.
I think it's not that predictable.
And it's so interesting. Like the characters are very interesting, and I love that. So like it's about this. Basically, it's this writer who has been anonymous her whole life, but has had really big, like her books were turned into movies and plays and like amusement parks and shit. But nobody ever knew who she was, and now she's writing like her autobiography and telling who she is, but she's also having like the people in her life write chapters in the book, so it's like you're reading her memoir or whatever. But something like really big and traumatic happened when she was younger, so that's why she's been anonymous this whole time.
Okay.
And like one of the characters is a movie star, which I love, and I really want it to be made into a movie and for Riley Keough to play the movie star. That's my dream. And if that happens,
she would be really good.
Reese Witherspoon, make it happen. If it happened, then it might beat out Daisy Jones and the Six for my favorite book.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
I'd love to make a clip of the way that both of you described the plot of that book, because it was absolutely so different.
Oh, really? I don't remember how Brittany.
Right, whenever I.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Was mine better?
Yes.
There's just a lot more. I think Britt was like, it's this girl, and it's like her through her whole life.
And she's gay.
Very interesting. And it's lesbian. Yeah.
It's a lesbian like drama. I don't know.
No,
I also never know
does
how
sound very
much to give
interesting.
away and how much so that's why I struggle. But
I went into it only knowing that it was a lesbian drama, and I was like, okay, I'll read it. And then
that's hard with like books, especially because with shows it's like Silo, like everything you guys told me about it was in the first episode, and there was so much that would make people interested and want to watch it. But like with a book, it's like, okay, what point can I tell to without giving too much away?
Oh, you know what else the book reminds me of is Firefly Lane, because it's like has two best friends in it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So good.
Okay.
But also, I don't know if everybody else would be as obsessed with it as I am. Like, it's just a Devon book. Like, it's exactly what I want.
If you like Taylor Jenkins Reid, if you like Daisy Jones, if you like Firefly Lane.
I also think it's just such a different storyline. It's not something that like you read all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's why I also was just like really drawn into it like right away, because it was such a different like style of reading. I can't remember if the author has any other books either.
She does, but this was her first fiction.
Oh.
Okay.
She has like a lot of
Yeah, I was really
like,
bummed
researchy
because I wanted
books.
to watch or read another one of her books, but
Same.
That's super interesting to go from researchy books to fiction.
Yeah. Well, she probably was like, I really have a good idea for a fiction novel and I want to
That's so cool.
do it. Yeah, it's so good. And like it's the way she describes everything, like I see myself there. Like everything is
Aw.
so
descriptive.
I don't know, it's cool. Yeah.
Love that.
I
I think
love
I'm
it.
starting to see the Iron Flame criticism.
Oh no.
I still did not get very far, but like it feels
Onyx
different
Storm?
than the other books. Yeah. What did I say? Iron Flame?
Iron Flame.
Onyx Storm. Sorry.
Well, I was actually talking to this. I like love when I talk to brand people and we like start talking about like normal life things, and we're
I
both
know.
like, I was like, she's like, oh, I like reading. I was like, oh, are you reading Onyx Storm right now? And she like, we like went into like a full like 15-minute conversation about it. But she said like she couldn't really get into Onyx Storm, so started Iron Flame again, and then like flowed really is like
Directly
liking
into
Onyx
it.
Storm a lot better. And I was like, I think I might have to try that.
Yeah, it was making me really sad to like think about Rebecca Yarros of like just being an author and you release a book, and obviously it's still like the #1 book, so she's killing
Yeah.
it, like charts and money wise. But like to see all the negative reviews must be like really sad, especially when you like people have been waiting on a book, and then you're
Oh my
like,
God.
I
Wait,
didn't even like
are
it.
you saying that you're seeing a lot of negative reviews online, or you're
Yeah.
understanding why it's negative? Like why
Both.
they're getting. Oh, okay.
This
I
makes
haven't
me
gotten on
think
that side of
of
TikTok yet, so I
a
won't.
slight switch. The Justin and Blake Lively drama and how much it has fucking ruined the movie, the book.
Yeah.
Like their selfish bullshit fight is like, I feel so bad for Colleen Hoover because
I know.
nobody's talking about the book or the movie anymore. It's just their stupid, petty bullshit.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't care. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want the next movie.
Yeah, is there even gonna? They ruined it. There's not gonna be a next movie. Like I
I
can't.
doubt there would be. I don't think they
I know
could
they
be.
can't. They I guess they really couldn't like act in it together.
No. They would have to be just like solely without Justin, I guess.
They're probably gonna get a restraining order.
But also,
on
like,
each
I guess
other.
I don't want a whole movie of Blake. Like, I just want Atlas, really.
Yeah.
I know the second one, but I hope that Colleen Hoover comes out with another book soon. That's like actually
Yeah,
good.
she needs
Maybe
to
that's
do
why she
something
deleted her
that-
Instagram.
She deleted her Instagram.
Yeah.
Like they're ruining her career.
Wait, are you fucking?
It's really
serious?
sad. No, I mean, yes,
really
I
Is
sad.
she
am.
getting that much hate?
Yes, it's crazy.
Poor girl.
I know, like, I feel bad for these authors because I feel like they're more like online or they
That's
feel
what I was
more
gonna
like
say.
real person than like giant actors for some reason.
Well, I feel like the actors and stuff just are so used to the punches, probably.
yeah,
And like an author's like
I didn't
just
sign
not
up for
used to the
this.
same level of hatred.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just like not
like
normal.
so sad.
That sucks. Well, I think her last book was like, I think maybe a year ago. It was pretty good. Heartbones, I think.
Yeah, I vaguely remember when that came out.
Is an airport find.
I would be interested to see if I still liked her books that I've liked previously, or if I've like kind of grown out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because reminders of him or whatever, I really
Yeah.
liked that when I read it, but I don't know if I would still, or if I would find it cheesy now.
Do you? I never really reread books like in general.
I don't either. I was gonna ask that.
I mean,
I-
Daisy Jones. You have?
Yes, that's the only. And I
I
reread
think there's
Twilight.
a few I could reread right now because I don't fully remember all the details.
Yeah.
But I think for some books, I would have like a really hard time rereading them.
Yeah. I kind of want to reread all of Gillian Flynn's books. She doesn't
Gillian
write
Flynn?
anything else like Gone
Like
Girl,
Gone Girl.
Sharp
Oh, okay.
Objects. Those books.
You
are
would
so
love
good.
all of those, Britt, if you haven't read
Mhm.
those.
But I like the sharp object ones or no?
Yeah, I think so. But
Yeah,
Gone Girl is like really good.
You're not
Okay.
like sensitive to abuse, are you?
Yeah, I am. I don't like reading that.
Like Munchausen's by proxy.
No, I hate that. I hate that so
okay.
much.
Then don't read
Why? Really?
Yes,
I
the
love
reality.
Munchausen's.
Because it's like the reality or the fact that that is actually reality is so disturbing to me. So like reading
Yeah.
that stuff is just like too much for me.
That is.
And it's why I don't
understandable.
like, there's like certain like abusive relationships that I can like read through, but like really fucked up type of relationships, like I can't do that.
I think those things are so far away from being a reality for me that I can read those. But like
things like Gone Girl,
someone getting cancer or something, I can't read that because that's when my anxiety kicks in and I'm like, I'm gonna get this, you know.
Yeah, because it's like books are supposed to be like an escape, and so it feels like a false reality.
Like,
yeah,
an example of something that is so disturbing to me and like I just don't like thinking too much about it is like how Kanye is like treating his wife.
God,
I know,
like that sort of stuff. Like it makes me just like I can't like I don't know. It just
it's
can't
really
even
scary.
describe. It's really fucking scary to me, and I just can't. It's like such a.
But that feels like
crazy
so
reality.
real, or like the show Made. Like those are like very real abuse situations. I feel like that's different than like Gone Girl feels more like a crazy like murder mystery vibe.
Yeah.
Or like, did you read Behind Closed Doors or
No.
whatever?
You know I hate
where
that.
like that guy was so he got off on
couldn't.
like torturing his
No.
wife. That was crazy, but it seemed like nobody actually does this. Like this is really manipulative, crazy, twisty, fucked up shit. Like
Well, it's the same thing of watching true crime documentaries and stuff. It's like even if
that's
it's
why
real.
I don't like watching those either.
Yeah.
Anything that's too close to reality.
I don't know if I'll be able to watch the new season of Handmaid's Tale when it comes out.
I don't think so.
Like that's
I didn't even
also
finish the
like
last
too
one.
It's getting too close to reality. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love that. Do you talk about Silo or do we wait till
how much have you watched of it?
Going? Like 8 or 9 episodes.
Oh,
maybe
fuck.
10.
I kind of got more
Bored.
bored of it in episode 2 and 3. Also, one of the episodes really stressed me out with the power thing that they had to fix or whatever.
Oh my god, that one was so stressful.
Yeah. What is it called? The generator.
Yes, the generator.
Yeah. I think there's like some story building in the middle of it that you just have to like kind of have.
That makes sense.
And like go through it just so you have like more backstory on like what's happening and why.
Yeah. If you didn't hear Brittany talk about it before, it's on Apple TV and it's like a dystopian world in which everybody is living in this silo. And in the very first episode, you learn about this like husband and wife, and his wife I don't like, how do you even describe it to people of like they decided to go outside to clean? And like I still don't even understand what that means.
They've been told that the outside is like poisonous and dangerous and like you'll die if you go outside. But
the crazy thing is they've been living in this silo for generations. Like people were born into this silo and they don't even know how it, like they don't really know anything about why they're in there or
and like instead of saying like thank God, they say like thank the founders.
Yeah. And they don't like, so the only people who have the control or like know what happens is what do they call him? Or they call the person the juror, judicial. Yeah, the only people that understand like fully what's happening is judicial. So
yeah, so
everyone else is kind of like obeying the rules that judicial and the mayor set.
Yeah, and thinks like the whole system is made to keep them safe. And then the wife like starts to think things are going on and she's like wondering what's happening and if they've maybe been lying. So she decides to go outside, and then also the husband decides to go outside. But I think that I mean, I'm only on episode 8 or 9, but I am predicting that they don't show us what is actually outside for like the whole season, I assume. And I was expecting it to happen at the end of episode 2 or 3 or whatever, where Devon's talking about, where it like got a little boring because you expect them to show it.
Yeah.
And then instead it goes like back.
The whole story, though, makes sense why they don't show you.
Oh,
yeah. I was annoyed. I thought we were going to see what's outside, and then we didn't. And then I was like,
yeah. And then you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
But they have to do that for like a multi-season show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so like complex, and there's like so many parts to it.
You know, it's
there's
really
just
complex.
What?
Severance.
It is. Like these shows, like how the fact that people come up with all of these like fully fake worlds and these fake systems is so crazy. That
the other thing though about the silo that I was like confused about, because you know, like silos are kind of like built above ground usually, right? These silos are built below the ground.
Yeah.
Like how many floors? So like
140 floors, I think.
And it takes them like
2 days
to walk from top to bottom.
Also, like, hell no, you'd never see me walking that far, like, to all of these floors.
Well, what are they called? Like the packers or the...
Oh, yeah, the people who, like, deliver mail and notes. They have to just run up and down these stairs all day.
That's, like, their entire job.
But why would they not build elevators? The whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, why are there not elevators?
I feel like as you go, it kind of makes a little bit more sense, but at the same time, it's like, why?
Of them, I guess, like, preventing technology. I don't know. It's so good.
Yeah, or it's, like, not even maybe preventing technology, but I feel like it's because, like, they want to keep... Because each, like, level... So, like, the top level is, like, the smart, rich people. Mm-hmm. And then, like, each level goes down.
It's, like, classes.
And so...
Like, lower class is on the bottom.
So I think they, like, want it to be, like, a full separation. They're like, why? Because, like, the upper levels are like, why would we ever need to go down?
Mm-hmm. And it's like, we don't want you to come up here either. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about Severance?
Are you guys watching
I haven't watched it.
Oh my god, you need to. It is so fucking good, and this season is so good. Like,
I'll see if Joe will watch it over with me, like, it's from the beginning.
I love it so much.
It's such an interesting concept, for sure.
It is. It's like working my brain the whole time, just like thinking about it. Like, there was one episode where this rich woman is using Severance to have babies. So the only time her like severed self is conscious is when she's giving birth. So like, imagine, you know, when you fall asleep and then you wake up again, it feels like no time has passed. Every time she gains consciousness again, she's like in labor.
That's
like, it's terrifying. Just so crazy to like think about. But it's your same body, but they're totally two separate people. Like,
I didn't realize that it went that into different aspects like that. Honestly, I thought it was still very like work focused.
Yeah, so in this season, it's getting even more like crazy things.
That's cool.
It's so good.
I listened to the podcast episode of the Severance podcast that Kristen and Dax were on.
Oh,
wait, what's a Severance podcast?
They have like a podcast to like break down every episode, but they also did the first season. And then like as the second season releases, they'll do an episode every time. It's very smart. I wonder how many shows are going to do that.
Are doing it?
No. Sorry.
They were on an episode.
They were on the episode because they love
hosting it. Like Apple?
No, like the main two guys.
Ben Stiller and Adam Scott.
No way.
Probably with Apple though, I would assume.
Probably
or with somebody. Yeah. It's very smart though. I feel like all shows will probably start doing that because there's so many podcasts that are like shows who have stopped airing. Yeah, like recap ones. But to have it air concurrently with a show airing is very interesting.
Was the episode
so
good?
Interesting.
Yeah. Cause maybe
I don't even watch the show, but I like listening to Dax and Kristen.
Did you listen to Adam Scott on Armchair Expert?
Yes.
When he was playing the voice messages that Dax was sending to him
in the other episode. It's so funny. Yeah, so they're just like huge fans of Severance, so they
That's
are
really
because
funny.
of that.
I
It's
like
literally one of the
love
best shows
Disney.
ever.
Yeah.
Is that a book
I
or
don't.
not?
I don't know. I don't.
Silos is based on a book.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's 3 books, I think. I was like, oh, should I read them?
I know. I was
It's a
debating
list
if
of
I
too
should
many
too.
books. I feel like if I start a show, then I just need to finish.
It was not
The
based
show.
on a book. Wait, no.
I don't think it is.
What else did you watch this weekend?
What else? Oh, we finished Originals. My 6 months of Vampire Diaries has concluded.
Aw, isn't that
I was-
so sad?
wow.
It's really depressing. We were literally both bawling on the couch last night. Like, it's actually so sad. And one of the characters, the main character, he's like dying and he's like, I don't know how to say goodbye. And I was like, me either.
I know, it's like you lived in this world for 6 months.
For 6 months. Like, that's
How
so
I was
crazy.
when I
Wait, how
finished
many
Gilmore
things
Girls.
did you watch? Did you watch?
There's 3 shows. There's 6 seasons of Vampire Diaries, 4 seasons of Legacies, and 5 seasons of Originals.
Wow.
So all of that. And Vampire Diaries seasons are long. Like, it's the
I know,
old
like
days
30,
where they're like
25.
23 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. 6 months.
It was so good, though. Like, so good. And honestly, Originals was like maybe even better than Vampire Diaries. Like, it was the best one.
Were you like locked in the whole time? Like no phone?
Yeah, for the most part.
I
That's
kind of miss
impressive.
vampire. Oh my god, like vampire themed
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love vampires. And it like even expands. Like there's werewolves. Obviously, there's like a lot of werewolf things. Witches. It's mostly witches, vampires, and
Oh,
werewolves
yeah.
are the main 3.
That's like, I wonder if you would like that witches show, Discovery of Witches on Netflix. Did you ever try that?
No, but you did talk about it. It does sound
I
interesting.
haven't finished it. I like watched the first season really fast in like a day or 2. And then I think I just got burnt out because I was like watching it so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go back to it.
Yeah, you should. It's so fun, like, rewatching shows that you watched, like, 10 plus years ago. Which maybe that's how I'll be with books. Like, if a book I read 10 plus years ago, then maybe, okay, it's time for a reread. But, like, a few years ago, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we get into our lovely topic?
I guess
Are
so.
we avoiding it?
I wasn't trying to.
I was feeling like maybe talking about it will make me feel better.
Yeah.
But
Well,
also,
this was like the conclusion I literally came to yesterday because I had like a full like this I don't know, the last week and a half, 2 weeks has just been like so much anxiety, like heavy, like chest,
Same.
like weights on my chest, anxiety. And yesterday was really hard. And then I like talked with my health coach and I was like telling her like what was going on and like being more specific about it. And she's like, is there anything you can do about that? And by the time I was done the conversation, I literally felt like a physical weight was like lifted off my chest. And I was like, fuck, this means I need to be in therapy. Like to be doing this properly every week.
it's a good sign though.
I know. It was a good sign. It was like a good step in the right direction. But I was like, huh.
So are you feeling more anxious, like, about, like, overall things that are outside of your control or, like, about specific things?
I think there's a lot that feels like it's out of my control. And because it's kind of like more abstract in my brain, it's making me feel more out of control. Like, for example, the renovation. Like, my dad, for a while, like, wasn't giving me a date that he was coming. And I just felt so, like, out of control with that. Because I'm like, when do I need to order this? When do I need to order that? Like, there's so many moving parts. And, like, just how my dad is, like, I know he's going to want to, like, just be able to get right into it when he gets here. And so if there's stuff that's delayed, I know that I'm going to feel, like, a lot of pressure and, like, feel stupid or shitty because, like, I messed a step or, like, something else. So I was trying to, like, be super planned out about it in December. And then he, like, didn't give me a date. So it felt, like, kind of more out of my control. So that's
Your
kind
dad's
of
not
it.
going to think you're stupid.
Well, you would be surprised with some of how he says stuff to me sometimes.
Did you see on
Where
our
I
Patreon
just-
episode we talked about our dads? We did like not a full dad episode, but we
Oh
were
my
sharing
God,
some more
yeah.
insight to our dads, and someone commented, they were like, do we all have the same dad?
I feel
It
like
is
so much of like when they grew up. I just feel so
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
like so much empathy for them because like they just were never taught like just communication and things like that. But
Yeah.
fuck if it's not so like devastating when I
Yeah,
don't
especially when it's
understand.
coming from your dad. Like, you want to be able to
Yeah.
reassure yourself, like, obviously I'm smart and capable and I have this handled, but it's hard to
Just
remind
like-
yourself when you want to hear it from your parents.
Yeah. So that's what I think just like little things like that, or just like finance stuff where I'm like, but like this is where like I think there's like a space between like control and just being like unknowing and abstract. Like if I'm stressed about certain financial things, like I can't just be stressed about them. Like I need to like go look at my statements and do like what are the things I can do. But because because I let myself be in the limbo of like, oh, I'm just stressed about finances, like then that just feels shitty, and then it's just like kind of a recurring thing over and over again.
Yeah.
That
It's very
sucks.
much a go-to thing to avoid when you get anxious, or at least for me, a lot of the time. It's like, okay, if this email is stressing me out, I'm going to not open that email for weeks. Or like
Yeah.
finances, whatever. I'm not going to open my bank account. But like,
Yeah.
it immediately relieves that anxiety when you
does.
do, even if
Yeah.
it's bad information, even if it's like not what you want to hear. Just like having the relief of doing it makes you feel so much better automatically.
Yeah.
That weight for me right now is taxes. I
Oh.
do not want to do everything that I need to do. I don't know why. It's really overwhelming because you need to like find all your documents from everything and like log into all these random ass places that's like, do I remember my password? What even is my username for this one? I haven't looked at this for a year. Like,
I think the added layer of taxes too is like, is the IRS gonna come hunt me down? Like,
I know. Yeah. Am I gonna be arrested?
I know.
yeah, like
I've
what
been
am
like,
did I write this off when I shouldn't have, or did I like categorize this wrong in my QuickBooks? Like,
I know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you look into getting more of the bookkeeper thing like Brittany was talking about?
No.
Do you think you'll just go through this tax season with the same
I think I
person
need
and then
to
figure it out?
finish the tax season, yeah, because I've already like
makes
halfway.
Yeah.
It is really nice because the only thing that they do at each month is like they send you the ones that they're like unsure of, that they like don't know how to categorize, and then they are just like, just tell me what this is, and then you're done.
Oh my god!
But they've already categorized like everything else that you've bought. That is like
we'll talk
obvious
about this,
huh?
This weekend I'll get your info.
Yeah.
You mean accounting's not interesting?
What was I gonna say? Oh, on the note of taxes, like Chicago's tax whatever was like, you owe us money from 2016. I was like,
Oh,
no, I filed in Michigan. Like, you can't take my money. Like, I ended up filing in Michigan because like that was my like primary residence.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, and then there's like $500 of like, what's it called? What's like the fee?
Oh, a late
interest.
Fee or something?
There's like $500 worth of like interest on it, and I'm just like, I have to fucking like figure out like how I did my taxes in 2016. I think I still maybe have it. I don't fucking know, but like I thought they were only allowed to go 5 years back, not fucking like almost 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy. Also, I was like, 2016 was 5 years ago. What are you talking about? Almost 10 is
No,
crazy.
I know. Well, that's what I was like looking back, and I was like, hold on. I thought they were only allowed to like compound you for shit that was like 5 years ago.
Wait, so what do you even do?
I don't know. I've just been ignoring it. But
yeah.
I need to like, but basically you just have to, I have to like send a bunch of shit and like find my, however I filed them in 2016 and show that I paid Michigan and not Illinois. I already dealt with this from like a very incompetent, stupid tax person where she like tried to double file me and like make me pay double taxes. And I was like, you're actually the most stupid person I've ever met. But
You're sassy today.
Yeah.
The skiing didn't make you feel peaceful.
No, it really did. This morning I felt really good, but it was also so fucking hard. I burned 1,300 calories. In
Holy fuck!
Damn.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah. I was very tired, but being in the mountain, I like realized I was like, I need to be like, I don't know. We were sick. Like there's a bunch of shit just happening in January, and like we didn't just get to the mountains as much as we wanted to. And I was like, oh, this is why we come to the mountains. Like this, like everything.
That's fun.
It's so healing and so peaceful.
Dev, do you feel inspired by, like, I feel like all these creators are making like ski content, or like Jake Shane and Wishbone Kitchen, they all have been skiing.
Yeah,
and
it actually,
Wishbone Kitchen where you're going?
Didn't she like fucking tear her ACL though?
Like, I didn't see that.
She went to Big Sky. So different.
Yeah, that's real. Well, like, yeah, I realized I have this type of anxiety that's like, when I see something horrific happen to someone, I think it's going to happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like realizing like a lot of health things, but now because of the fucking airplane crashes, I like have it in my head that I'm going to be in an airplane crash. I don't even want to say it out loud, but like I keep thinking it. My body isn't like reacting to it where I'm like panicking, but I just keep having these thoughts, like ruminating thoughts. And like I had to say to my sister, if I died, you would make sure you gave Willow the best life possible, right? Like I had to like get that out there before this trip.
I literally did the exact same thing, just so you know.
Okay. And I feel, at first I was telling myself I've never felt this way, but I do remember back when I had really bad health anxiety, I literally thought I was going to die of a heart attack. Like every day I had this thought, like it felt the same way that I'm feeling now, I think. But yeah, I'm so fucking scared because it's like that plane crash. It's like, okay, yeah, it never happens. Like you could fly over and over again for 60 years and never be in any kind of aviation disaster. I'm like, but it happened to those people.
Yeah.
Like the fucking little kids. Like it's just like why am I so special that it couldn't happen to me? And now I'm sitting here thinking like, I'm going to be editing this episode after I get home. So I'll be like, oh, this is so silly or whatever. But, or maybe I won't edit it at all because I'll be dead.
Why are you? I hope it goes viral. You're not gonna die. I'm obviously kidding.
Maggie, like
you also have
piece and like post this.
Podcast host has prediction about death.
The angel.
No, but where you just said, why am I so special for that not to happen to me? You also have to think what makes you so special for that to happen to you, for that millionth chance of a plane crash to happen to you is like very rare.
I had that thought too.
But the thing is, obviously, there's just a million things that can go wrong, and that happened to everybody. The sicknesses, everything, car crashes.
I do think
a million
it's
things.
Just so like irrational, but like your brain just like, I don't know. There has to be like something that resonates with you, but like, who knows what the fuck it actually is.
It's probably also like caveman times, like you see your person, what is that called? Like in your community of the cavemen people go and like get eaten by a wolf. I'm saying like you see them go eaten by a wolf, then though you'd be scared of wolf at that point. Like it's like your body protecting you. So you see a plane crash, you're like, holy shit, that can happen to me.
Yeah.
I like that you called it a wolf.
I literally always forget that I can't say it until I say it, and every time Cameron makes fun of me or you make fun of me,
I force myself not to say anything.
It really feels like I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah, I
just need to start using another animal as examples. Okay, if we were to get eaten by a lion, like I think our bodies have a lot of those same instincts that we had back in the day, because that really wasn't that long ago.
Well, and we just naturally project ourselves onto other people and stuff. Yeah. And like, I keep trying to comfort myself not because people are going on ski trips, but all these people have flown in the past week and they've been fine. Yeah. Like there's not an issue at all. Like, I mean, Brittany's flying, you're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend Victoria yesterday, she was like, I'm so scared because she's going to come in March to go to Trisha's live show. She was like, I'm so scared to fly and like book these tickets. There's been 4 crashes. And I was like, 4? Like, what are you even talking about? 4? But 1, she was counting the plane and the helicopter. I was like, okay, that was 1 incident though. That's very unfortunate, but that is 1 incident,
Victoria,
not
you can't
2.
inflate the number.
Yeah. The 3rd was like a medical jet thing, which is also very sad, but also rare. Like these typically aren't commercial planes. There's a lot of plane crashes that happen of like little planes,
Yeah.
but it's very different of commercial plane wise.
What weekend is that? In March?
March 2nd. Okay. Very excited.
Yeah, that'll be good.
But the social media algorithm, it just exacerbates all my fears because like it's just, oh, this tire popped when they were landing. Like every little fucking, oh, this plane was so close to hitting this plane yesterday coming into Sky Harbor. Like it's just always, you watch one video and then it's over and over and over again, doom and gloom. And I also got in this cycle of like, I keep seeing people selling like fucking solar radios for when the power grid goes out and we're all gonna die, and Trump's planning on using martial law to control everyone. It's just like all this fucking doom and gloom shit that I just get in this spiral of like, oh my God, like I get so scared. I'm like, I cannot see any more news type content on my feed. Like it is not healthy for me.
I think the worst too is like people's personal experience or like anecdotes from like things that are happening because of like things that Trump is enacting, and that's like very also scary. And then on the flip side of that, the people that don't see any issues, I'm like, that's really insane. Like the people, especially like I forgot, this girl posted just like how Elon Musk did like the Nazi salute. And then someone in her like comment section was like, basically there's no like Judaism, like what is it, like Jew hate, or like there's that like there's nothing like happening right now with that. And I'm like, anti-Semitic, thank you. And I'm just like, how do you actually believe that? You know?
I need to see more delusional people like that on my feed though, because it makes me feel less
in like
scared.
A positive way, maybe. Like that they're so delusional, like everything's gonna work out in life kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not like there's no issues in the world.
It just feels right now that the world is fucking coming to an end, and that's all I'm seeing on social media. The world is ending, doom and gloom, you know, everything is so terrible right now. Like
literally at the college my brother works at where I went to school, they're taking down like equality posters and any like inclusive posters and stuff because
that's like
they're warning universities that they'll lose their funding.
Are you kidding?
Like, that's fucking crazy. Like my brother's in his office watching these like all are safe here with rainbow flags and stuff just be taken down. Like,
but that's those are like the sort of like personal anecdotes that just like really get to me, where I'm just like,
yeah,
you no longer feel safe, like as a trans person, as a person of like color, like anything. And I'm sure the female population is like very close. Like our time is very close. Like it's already happening, but like we're the next target.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like you have to, like, you do have to allow yourself breaks to make your mind right and not focus on all of that. But then at the same time, not just be so delusional and in our own worlds where like we don't pay attention to anything and act like nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a middle ground there, especially when it is like on your feed when you're trying to just look for funny things.
Yeah, I don't know.
They should make separate tabs, like a news tab and a fun tab.
Like hearing that scares the fuck out of me. Like, where is this country heading? I'm like,
it was very sad.
I don't want to move somewhere else, but like, do I need to be prepared to move? Like, ugh.
But I think it's like, I saw people that are, what's it called when you don't shop somewhere?
Boycotting, yes. They're
boycotting Target because they're doing those same inclusivity things and rolling things back. But I'm like, is that like, I feel bad because it's like the employees, they have a lot of gay employees. Target's done way more of like their merch being, they have like a whole pride section. Like they do a lot. And I'm not sure if like it's just the main higher up people that are like, we need to take this away for losing our funding, but it's like I still want to support all the employees and everything.
I don't even understand.
This is just what Trump's like threatening to lose. I think like especially with universities. That's funny. I don't know where Target's being funded from. Like I don't know what that would have to do with anything. Why they would.
I wonder what like University of Michigan is doing for that stuff, because they are one of the most like DEI like liberal places.
You should look, because they're rolling back things. But yeah, it might be an Arizona thing more so. Not sure. But it is so scary. Yeah. But did you say, Devin, like you're about the plane stuff, your body isn't feeling it? It's more just in your head. Like it's not like your heart's racing and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I also saw Josh Richards on the BFF's podcast. I don't know if you saw it, Britt. But before they started, he was like, I'm having a panic attack. Like his heart was really racing. So he got up and he did a bunch of push-ups. And he was like, I need my body to match my mind. Like, and I was like, whoa, that's really interesting. Like that's such a good way probably of combating anxiety, like getting your heart rate up of your body to then match it. And then so you're not like freaking out as much because it's like, oh, my heart's supposed to be racing.
Yeah. Like one time,
I mean,
I missed a family trip one time because my anxiety was so bad. I could not even physically get myself to go. And I'm not feeling at that point. Like I'm not canceling the trip or something, you know?
Yeah.
But the thoughts that I'm having are just like crazy.
Yeah.
And they say to like not push the thought away necessarily. Like you kind of want to accept it and be like, okay, yeah, I am scared of the plane crash.
The thought that I'm gonna die.
Well, like to be like, okay, I'm accepting that, I'm having that thought, but it's likely not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I also just think that like the other thing I like, you know, when you're, I don't know how you guys are with like anxiety, but there's just like different waves where like I'm feeling some anxiety, so I just kind of, I'm like, I'm gonna push it away, it's gonna be okay, like tomorrow's a new day, maybe take like my Klonopin, like whatever it is. You're so lucky. And then like it was just way too many days of that.
Can you ship me a Klonopin Express?
Bring it on the trip.
But like now I had like 30, you know, or no, 15. I had like 15. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get another prescription, like because I've been so fucking anxious. But then okay, so like after, you know, like the initial things, I'm just kind of pushing it away. And I'm like, okay, let me address this. And then I'm like journaling every morning. I'm like going on my walks, like I'm drinking more water. I'm going in the hot tub. I'm like trying every goddamn thing and like naming what I'm anxious about. And like, it's still not working. And that's like where it gets so heavy, where I'm just like, I just want this feeling to go away. Like, I don't care what happens. Like, I just want it gone. Like, I don't know how to like end it, you know? Like, it's just like so heavy, where it's like, how do I stop this feeling kind of thing.
And it's hard when you don't have just one specific, like for me, I'm anxious about this trip. And if I'm not thinking about it, I'm fine. And a week from now, the trip's going to be over and I'm going to be back home and I'm going to be fine, you know? But like for you, when you have anxiety, you can't even fucking like find the exact source of it, or if there's not just one exact source.
Yeah.
That's way harder to deal with.
Yeah. Like I was not even able, like the last like couple, like week and a half or whatever, my like trazodone's not working to like make me sleep. Like I have to take a Klonopin instead to like in order to like get through the night, which is just like,
does your tolerance like go down to it?
No, I think my anxiety has just been so like insane that it's like, no bitch, you can't sleep, like get up, think about everything that's wrong.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know, like before trips, like I always get so anxious and I could be so excited for the trip. Like it can be the most exciting thing, but then just right before I'm like, why did I schedule this? Like, why did I make this decision? I would like to be home, please. But I try it, like Brittany always talks about positive proof, and I really try to think about like the history of my trips.
Yeah.
I typically do have fun once I'm there. There are things that I can change in trips, I think, to be in like a better routine. Like my friend who's going on this trip, she's like bringing her vitamins and stuff. And I was like, I never bring my vitamins. Like I fall out of a routine completely.
Yeah.
Where maybe like keeping some of that stuff while traveling might help me. But I just try to keep reminding myself, and like the anxiety still just will come up every hour probably, like before it happens. But I just like keep trying to remind myself, like, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
I like visualize. I do a lot of visualization of
I like that
what's
too.
gonna happen, but like a lot of times I'll start having bad visualizations, like me being anxious in the airport, me having to like the trip home is so like I'm already imagining getting on the plane, going have to get my luggage, going to find my car. Like those types of visualizations I need to stop having, and I need to have the ones where I'm creating cute content in the snow and I'm with Brittany, and like, you know, just like have the like fun visualizations that I'm excited about, and stop thinking about me sitting on a plane. Like I just imagine.
Do you start to think
plane.
once you have the negative visions, then that will come true? Because I feel like that's also a thing I struggle with. I'm like, oh no, I thought that. Like now that's gonna actually happen.
Maybe.
Like manifesting negative things.
Well, I'm just like literally visualizing the things that I am going to do. Like I have to sit on an airplane.
Yeah, like you have to get your luggage.
Yeah, like
it's not like a bad scenario.
Oh, it's horrible, you know, like
that is so funny. It's just like necessary things. Yeah, I don't. Maybe like reframing, I guess, those types of things. Like, oh, how can I get cool shots of me getting my luggage or something like that? Like,
well, at least maybe you can make exciting packing content.
Yeah.
To get excited for your suitcase. I know. I'm like, that's what the trip like hasn't really stressed me out that much, but like my routine kind of thing, you know? And I was like, well, what is the thing I can control about the routine? And I was like, getting the goddamn itinerary, but I still haven't gotten it. So,
yeah, mind you, I have no idea what we're doing, where we're staying. Like,
I'd be highly.
I was like, well, she sent it the day before Grace's trip, and I was like, that really won't work for me.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Get it now.
That's definitely leads to anxiety. That's very much not helpful.
But I like put us all on a text chain with like me, Grace, and the person coordinating everything. And she was incredible. Like she was so detail oriented, like, and helping out on like every step of the way. So I feel a lot better about that because she was so like attentive and checking in and making sure like they knew she was like available at all times, kind of thing.
Yeah. I also really like the quotes about anxiety of like worrying is worshiping the problem, or like if you have anxiety about something, you have to have it twice because like you're worrying about it beforehand and then when it happens. So I think like something like Jaden surprising me, it's like that took away any anxiety beforehand, like because I wasn't stressed about her coming at all because I didn't know she was fucking coming. But then obviously I was a little anxious right when it happened. But like that that is interesting that you do. I spend so much time worrying about things happening, and it's like, why do I spend so much time doing that when I'm gonna have to be worried about it when it actually happens anyways?
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting myself on the airplane when I'm literally at home.
Yeah, and you're on your couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I start to think like, oh, only 2 more nights at home. Like only 2 more nights. This is my last.
I do
night.
that too. Like tomorrow's my last morning that I can sleep in and snuggle Willow. Like,
yeah.
God, I hate that.
Yeah, I think the exact same way.
At least it's not like a 5 a.m. flight.
Might as well be.
Those weren't an option, so we did not take it.
When do you leave, Maggie?
Tomorrow at like 5 p.m.
Oh, nice. See, that brings me comfort. Like, oh, Maggie's flying. Are you flying into Phoenix? Yeah, I'm like, okay, she's doing it. Like, I can do it, you know?
And I'm scared too.
Yeah.
But Also, like, I have such driving anxiety. Like, my thing is
Yeah.
driving. So, like, I'm more scared about driving to the airport than I am about being on the plane.
Okay, here's this philosophical question that my mom's boyfriend asked when I was talking about my flight anxiety. And I'm probably not going to get it exactly right, but he was saying if they invented something right now that made traveling 100 times faster, but 60,000 people died a year from it, would you use it? Would you do it? And I was like, no. And then he's like, then you wouldn't drive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Probably way more people than that.
Yeah, it might have been like 600,000. I don't know. It was a crazy number when he said it, and I was like, holy shit, no. Wow. Why would I ever? That's so crazy. The chances of dying doing that is so high. And then he was like, that's how driving is. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm afraid to drive too, so...
Yeah,
I have to drive home.
The thing where it's like you're more likely to drive or to get into an accident like close to your house or something. It's like within 5 miles from your house or something. Yeah, I try to use that to make me feel better, but then I also usually only travel about 5 miles from my house.
But it's always just like it's the what are the chances, like this very small chance, but what if that happens to me type of thing.
Do you ever try to make yourself feel better where like you have already had bad things happen to you and it's like, okay, I have already been through medical things. I've already gone through grief. I've already like had these things. So not only like, oh, it was fine, but like maybe it's less likely to happen again.
Oh, yeah.
Not actually, or maybe actually, but
I do that sometimes.
But then when it starts to be too long, like I'm like, oh, it's been like 3 years since something really bad has happened. Like we're due for another one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not healthy.
No, it's probably not.
I don't know what type of anxiety I prefer.
I don't know.
I prefer none of it.
Yeah. I feel like you could still probably train Willow a lot, like to do DPT and stuff, because it is so crazy how much better my anxiety is. And I'm noticing too, like I'm trying to pay attention to the aura ring of stress levels of like when I'm anxious and when I'm actually restorative and like pay attention to those things, because I think sometimes also anxiety is good. Like I'm noticing before I do a scary thing or like before I have a call that's important or before I don't know, like anything that I'm nervous for. Sometimes it's okay to have anxiety before those things.
The aura ring makes you feel like it's bad. Like you're going to die sooner because of your stress. Like, you know how like everybody is like, you need to have as least amount of stress as possible because stress is so bad for you. Stress is killing you. Like,
yeah, no, it's true. And it's really crazy to see. Like, really, the only time I get restorative time is like if I'm watching TV for like several hours.
I know. Mine is always like high. Like, and then
your stress is always really high?
Yeah.
Like
my stress like generally isn't that bad, like according to the aura ring, but this last like 2 weeks has been awful. But I also sometimes think I'm like, okay, I'm actually really stressed right now, but you're like not picking it up. So
yeah.
Oh, really? That's interesting too. To try to know when you actually are stressed. Because a lot of times it's like if I'm just like actually like exercising or just like walking around a lot. Well, when we come back next week, me and Devin will be together in Scottsdale. But in Scottsdale, not Scottsdale.
I know. It's like, but am I going to Scottsdale?
No, it's because I just was talking about Scottsdale right before this. About the global ambassador, because we made reservations there, and apparently it's halfway between Scottsdale and downtown.
Oh, okay.
Don't know. But your trip will be over, so the anxiety will hopefully be done.
Yeah.
I'll be about to start my family side of the trip, so maybe I'll be more anxious. Who knows? But we can check in again at that point. But yeah, let us know your current thoughts and feelings and anything you want to talk about of
Get
the
it
state
off your
of the
chest.
world or yourself. Get it off your chest. In the Spotify comments and the YouTube comments, wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you leave us a rate and review also, and we'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.